When we're taking our vehicles out, we got to make sure that all the systems are operating properly. So normally what we do is we do what we call our Zonar pre-trips. So we'll always start with our engine compartments. We normally check all of our fluids first. We'll check the oil levels, the transmission levels, the power steering levels, and the coolant levels. We're also checking all the components, including our serpentine belts, making sure there's nothing damaged and there's no obvious leaks. Once we're done with that area, wires, we'll close it down. We'll finish walking around, making sure there's nothing that's different, there's no damages. Hopefully this is my same vehicle that I've always used every day. Okay, so we always start at the top of our vehicles, making sure all the proper lights are working your way down to the bottom. Make sure all your reflective lettering and tape is properly affixed. Checking all the glass, make sure there's nothing damaged on it. Work our way down to our tires. Make sure there's no major problems with the tire, lug nuts, rims, and the valve stems. We also check the inflation. We have to check all of our doors because behind the doors we have different things on these vehicles that need to be checked. Once again, we're at another tag, so we start back to the top of our vehicle, work our way down. Now we're at the rear of the vehicle. Once again, checking all safety critical items. Always start with our lights at the very top of the vehicle, working our way down. Must make sure that all the emergency exits are properly working. Now that the engine's running, we want to make sure there's no active leaks. So now, even though this side seems to be like the other side, but we have different items, have to make sure they all properly work. Make sure that stop arm is properly working. Okay, so now that we're in the front of the vehicle, of course, check our lights, reflective tape and lettering, our mirrors. Make sure they're properly working, not broken. Make sure that windshield is clean. Your windshield wipers, they work properly as well. Okay, so now before we leave, we also check all of our seats. Make sure there's no damages or debris on the floor. Make sure all your windows properly work, especially your emergency exits. Then our last emergency exit is back window. So we'll grab our flag, getting ready to go out on the road. This flag lets us know when there's no one on the bus or when there's someone on the bus. When there's someone on the bus, it's up near the driver. When there's no one on the bus, it's in the back window. Still searching. Okay, so then we scan our tag on the inside in the passenger entry. Now at this point, we just made our door serviceable. Check our first aid and body fluid kits. Make sure your paperwork is all present. Your student mirror, make sure it's properly adjusted. So now at this time, we'll make sure all of our buttons actually work. Always check your mirrors first. Windshield wipers. And washer fluid. High beams. Okay, So then we would go through our brake test, check all of our gauges, make sure they're operating properly. Once we would go through our brake test, we would make sure the brakes are properly working. Okay, so at this time we would go through our process of our brake test. Paying attention to our air gauges, making sure that we're not losing any pressure. Once you get to a certain point in time, you'll bleed all the pressure off the vehicle. Now we're looking here. Once that releases, we'll stop pumping and we'll turn our vehicle back on. Now the system has to regenerate itself. Submit your pre-trip. Now we're ready for the road.